Shalom. First off, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the hopeful elect that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And to all my brothers out here preaching this truth to you, I say Shalom. This is Amatazar from the Chicago camp coming back at you again with another lesson entitled Throwing Out Shirts with Fringes. So the other day, as I was cleaning up, I ran across some very nice shirts, very nice dress shirts that had fringes on them. And I threw them out and I kind of laughed because I remember how zealous I was in the law um, when I first found out that I was an Israelite. And I used to watch all of the groups, all of the groups, IUIC, uh, Sons of Thunder, WFI. I watched all of those camps, and the Lord, He made it for me to watch those camps. Scripture says that a man's goings are of the Lord, and I watched all of them. I was just getting all the content, all the understanding as much as possible. But at the same time, as I was watching each one of these groups, and a lot of these groups wear these type of T-shirts, okay, with the fringes on. As I continued to study, the Lord revealed each one of them flaws in their doctrine. Okay. Now, I myself, I put fringes on all my clothes, all every. I mean, down to just a T-shirt. It didn't matter. I put fringes on everything. I got rid of over $1,500 worth of clothes, and I was fringed out. They was clowning me at work. They said, "Why you got curtains on your clothes?" Okay, but the point being, we have understanding. All right, if you can receive it, right? The leaders of Israel, you know, are here in GMS. Okay, Great Millstone. All right, so we have the prophets here. Um, the apostles here, Salakia. All right, and we're gonna see that here in this lesson. All right. So let's begin. How can I, except some man should guide me? This is Acts 8:26, talking about the Ethiopian eunuch. Okay. He was an Israelite. All right. An Israelite foreigner. Acts 8:26. And the angel of the Lord spake unto Philip, saying, Arise and go toward the south unto the way that goeth down from Jerusalem unto Gaza, which is desert. And he arose and went, and behold, a man of Ethiopia, a eunuch of great authority under Candace, queen of the Ethiopians, who had the charge of all her treasure, and had come to Jerusalem for to worship, was returning and sitting in his chariot, read Isaiah the prophet, reading Isaiah the prophet. Then the Spirit said unto Philip, Go near and join thyself to his chariot. And Philip ran thither to him, and heard him read the prophet Isaiah, and said, Understandest thou what thou readest? And he said, How can I, except some man should guide me? And he desired Philip that he will come up and sit with him. All right. So this uh this passage, all right, is an example. All right. It said, How can I, except some man guide me? All right. And faith cometh by hearing, and hearing of what? The word of the Most High. All right. But the Lord has men put in position to help you with that understanding, because it's not just going to come of your own. When it comes of your own, then you're looking stupid like Genesis. Okay. Um, you look stupid like Hakah and Hassad. Hassad said, What's the worst that could happen if we're wrong? Well, shit, you're gonna get destroyed. That's what the worst is gonna happen. This is Proverbs 3:5. Trust in Yahweh with all thine heart and Lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Be not wise in thine own eyes. Fear Yahweh and depart from evil. So the key thing here is not leaning on your own understanding. Okay. Deuteronomy 29 and 29. It says, the secret things belong unto Yahweh our power, but those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of this law. All right. So here you have um, the re-understanding, okay, of us remembering ourselves in this captivity. And so we remember ourselves and we understand that we are the children of the Most High Yahweh. All right. And so we know that these laws, statutes, and commandments pertain to us. All right. And so, yes, it would be overzealous, all right, to put on fringes and walk around in fringes in your daily life. Okay. All right. Because we're not saved by the law. Okay. We're saved by Yahweh Shai's sacrifice and the faith in that. All right. This is Amos 3 and 7. It says, surely the Lord power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants the prophets. All right. And so through the understanding, we're still in captivity. Okay. And we're not gonna follow all the laws 100%. Okay. Not in another man's kingdom. It's not gonna happen. You would never have a job. Because if you, let's say for instance, you decided, oh, I'm staying home and I ain't doing no work on the Sabbath. Well, the Sabbath change every month. So you're gonna be you just gonna just continue every month. You're gonna rotate and be like, I can't come in on such and such as the Sabbath. You will never have a job in this kingdom. Okay? All right, so there's some understanding that has to take place. This is second Ezra 2 and 1. Thus said the Lord, I brought this people out of bondage, and I gave them my commandments by men servants the prophets, whom they would not hear, but despise my counsels. All right, so the Lord is revealing his secret to the prophets. All right, and these are the men servants that have given the commandments, all right, of the Lord. This is Ephesians 4 and 11. And he gave some apostles and some prophets and some evangelists and some pastors and teachers. For what? For the perfecting of the saints, for the work of the ministry, for the edifying of the body of Hamashiach, till we all come in the unity of the faith and of the knowledge of the Son of the Most High, unto a perfect man, unto the measure of the stature of the fullness of Hamashiach. They will henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro, and carried away or carried about with every wind of doctrine, by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive, but speaking the truth in love, and may grow up in him in all things, which is the head, even Hamashiach. All right, so each one of these groups, all right, that let's say that wear these type of shirts, these T-shirts, all right, they're being labeled as fringe groups. Okay, there's gonna come a time, all right, where they're gonna label us the T word. Okay, all right, and so you make yourself a prey walking around in these type of shirts all the time. All right, now again, so that's not wise to do that here in this kingdom. All right, now the whole purpose of um, having leadership, okay, is for them to lead you, all right, and give you that course to go. All right, and so we know that no, we're not going to make ourselves a prey. We're going to be like Clark Kent. All right, and Superman. We're gonna be Superman out on the highways and the byways, and we're gonna be Clark Kent everywhere else. Okay. This is Romans 3 and 20. Therefore, by the deeds of the law, there shall no flesh be justified in his sight. For by the law is the knowledge of sin. But now the righteousness of the Most High without the law is manifested, being witnessed by the law and the prophets, even the righteousness of the Most High, which is by faith of Yahweh Shai, unto all and upon all that believe. For there is no difference, for all have sinned and come short of the glory of the Most High, being justified freely by his grace through the redemption that is in Yahweh Shai, whom the Most High have set forth to be a propitiation through faith in his blood, to declare his righteousness for the remission of sins that are past through the forbearance of the Most High. To declare, I say at this time, his righteousness, that he might be just and the justifier of him which believeth in Yahweh Shai. All right. So if you're in let's just say Israelite group, and they're telling you you gotta wear your fringes, you gotta wear, well, see, that's a lack of the true understanding. Okay. And this is why you have the separation, all right, of the different camps. All right. The Lord ain't dealing with all these camps. Okay. All right. So it is not by our righteousness, it's not by our deeds of the law, okay, that we're gonna justify. You're not gonna be able to keep all of the law. And if you're an offender of one thing in the law, you've offended the whole law. You've broken the whole law. You have to understand that our righteousness is as filthy rags. Okay? It's the righteousness of Yahweh Shai. Okay? It's faith in what he's done. All right. Now, don't get me wrong. We try to keep as much as the law as possible in this kingdom that we can. All right. So we're not out here committing adultery. All right. We're not out here committing murder. All right. We're not out here. There's things of the law that we can keep, and there's things of the law that we can't keep. So we do everything to the best of our ability. All right. And wearing a fringe a t-shirt ain't gonna get you into the kingdom. I'm gonna tell you that. This is Matthew 10 and 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpent and harmless as doves. All right. So the Lord revealed his secrets to the prophets, and the prophets. All right. These are our elders. All right. The apostles. They sent forth the message and the word. All right, and give us the order. This is what we're gonna do. We ain't wearing this all the time. We wearing this out on the line. Okay. So throwing out those shirts with fringes made me think about this and made me decide. Let me go ahead and do this lesson on that, just for understanding. All right. So I pray that this lesson has been edifying. To the next one, Shalom.